But it's my pleasure to take a few minutes here to give you a very brief overview of what the agricultural sector provides to our communities and to our economy. Even though we represent less than 2% of the national population, we have a significant impact on the lifestyles and the economy of rural and urban communities. In 2013, agriculture added $100 billion to Canada's GDP. If we break that number down, Ontario contributed $13.7 billion, and the county of Simcoe had a farm cash receipt for main commodities of $339.5 million. One out of 8 jobs are directly attributed to agricultural production, creating and employing 2.2 million people in Canada. In Ontario, 760,000 people are employed in agriculture, representing 23% of the manufacturing capacity. Getting closer to home, Simcoe County has 2,189 operating farms, cultivating 557,000 acres with a variety of crops such as potatoes, vegetables, fruit, soybeans, corn, wheat, canola, hay, and last but not least, our Christmas trees, which are well known throughout North America. Here in North Simcoe, most of our farmsteads are mainly located in the townships of Tay and Tiny. We have 207 registered farms with a total of 23,717 acres under cultivation. I must note that all of these acres are not only for cash cropping purposes, but also to provide feed for our animals, be it dairy, beef, horse, sheep, pigs, and smaller breeds. In 2014, we saw a growth rate of 26.6% in farm-related operations, with a gross farm income of $134,931. It is very interesting and encouraging to see new entrepreneurship developments of farm fresh markets, such as we saw in the film this morning. And thank you for such opportunities. So last year, when EDCNS was formed, we wanted to establish business plans and priorities for all of our sectors. In the last 10 months of operation, we attempted to engage in most of the agricultural priorities. Back in January, we held a meeting with representatives with most of our ag sectors. The main message from that meeting was the need for better accessibility to core services such as internet and natural gas capabilities. And I understand that we will have some of that brought to us later on this afternoon. So one of the things that's missing was a database for the agribusiness community. This afternoon, in our breakout sessions, you will get a brief overview of this new initiative. Marilyn Bidgood is the project manager for this project. And Marilyn, if you don't mind standing up and just, Marilyn is the, I've had the pleasure to work with Marilyn for, I put in my notes here, quite a few years, and it's probably more than quite a few years, but it's been just a fantastic journey. And the work that Marilyn will do in this project, I know, will be excellent and very beneficial to our needs. So with the retirement of Marilyn from OMAFRA, it is my pleasure to also welcome Catherine Osterban. And Catherine, you're somewhere in the room. Yeah, there's Catherine, as our new representative from OMAFRA and Economic Development. You will get a brief opportunity this afternoon to understand the programs that are offered through that ministry. And I would also like to thank our political representatives for the renewed awareness and interest in promoting and develop base agriculture, agribusiness, and agritourism within Simcoe County. Thank you for that, very important. Mark your calendars and reserve October 28th, coming this fall, for our first Food Entrepreneur Seminar being sponsored by Georgian College and partnered by many other organizations, which will be held at the Midland campus. I think that day will be just as important as what we are holding here today, and it will bring just a wealth of knowledge into the area, and kudos to the organizers. So one of the projects that we've been doing a considerable amount of work on is the development and introduction of the industrial hemp as a feasible crop for the area here and throughout the province. About 10 or 15 years ago, there was quite a bit of interest brought into through the ministry to introduce industrial hemp. And one of the problems is that there was no depot and manufacturing accessibility to process this hemp. Through a lot of work and development, I think that opportunity can and will come. And insofar as agriculture, it offers another crop to be able to add to our crop rotations. And Claire will be speaking on what it can do insofar as manufacturing. So I think it is a great, great opportunity to be able to keep moving on to. But, oh, sorry, if I can just speak on that one a little bit more. But when you look at hemp, we are focusing on the industrial fibers of it, but it also has the food component, it has the medicinal components, so it has a great opportunity to be able to enhance what we have to offer here in the province. The value chain. What is a value chain? A value chain describes the full range of activities that firms and workers carry out to bring a product from its conception to its end use and beyond. So when I look at the agribusiness value chain, it is quite extensive. Farmers are stewards of land and water. And thank you for the comments about Severn Sound this morning. It is with organizations and the partnerships that we have with Severn Sound that we can be very grateful for what we've been able to accomplish and insofar as the preservation of our water and land in our own communities. Growing crops or raising animals does not come without extensive amounts of research and development for many sectors. Better seed, fertilizer, crop protection products, and animal husbandry are only a few of the components to make sure of a safe and reliable food source. A major challenge for us. By the year 2050, not too many years from now, we will need to increase our ag production by 60% to feed the increasing population of this world. A major challenge to be overcome. Once produced, there is a large component for the processing and further processing industry. To finish this process, we need to package the product, and we all know about packaging. From storage to distribution, be it by rail, freighters, or trucks, we need good transportation corridors. All of these components involve people, job creation, and hopefully a better economy for ourselves and our community. And when I spoke a while ago about the GDP that agriculture in Ontario here brought of 13.7, when you add all of the components of processing and further processing, we over double that amount. It is actually very close to $50 billion that it brings to the GDP of this province. So it is quite extensive. So ladies and gentlemen, the next time that you sit down to enjoy some food, and I know it is one of my favorite pastimes, and we do it on a regular basis, but when you do sit down to enjoy some food, please take a moment to appreciate what is involved in getting it to you. Thank you very much.